One thing I didn't realize this year is how many Gundam series are having anniversaries this year. And so I was going to run down the list, but that video would be too short. And I actually got this idea because last year G Gundam had its anniversary, and I'll be honest, to me, the G Gundam anniversary was pretty underwhelming. So what I'm going to do is go down this list that I have right here and let you know what Gundam series are having anniversary this year and my dream scenario on how I would like these series to be celebrated for their anniversaries. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, some of these topics I'm going to go through quicker than others, so expect biases in this video. But I'm going to explain that as we go through the video. But anyways, with that being said, let's go ahead and go down the list of the Gundam series that are having anniversaries this year. First, let's start off with the series that debuted 10 years ago. And this first one, I heard it was good. I haven't seen it, so there's not much I got to say about it. But that is Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin. Now, like I said, I don't know much about this series, so I have no idea how to celebrate it. The only thing I know about this series at this point is what you're seeing on screen right here. I guess what I would probably do is maybe, I don't know, bring out another design of Charged Saku and as a Gunpla kit. And I don't know, maybe merchandise. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen Origin. I don't know how to celebrate it. So that's why we start off with this one. Now, the next one on my list is one of my favorite Gundam series of all time. Now, I will admit this. I did mess up at the end and skip a couple of episodes and ruin the ending for myself. But no matter what, I still love this series. And that is Mobile Suit Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans. Which, if you haven't seen this Gundam series, I recommend you watch it. It is really good. Now, if I can choose how to celebrate this series at the 10th year, well, good news for me, they already announced another series out of the Iron Blooded Orphans timeline. Now, my hope is that series comes out this year. But when I looked up the dates of when it's supposed to debut, it's either going to debut this year or next year. But I'm hoping for this year. And probably the next thing I would do is release a real grade of Gundam Barbatos. Now, this is how I like to see Iron Blooded Orphans celebrated at the 10th year anniversary. Maybe debut another side story too, just to put the cherry on top. Now, with this next one, I gotta say, this was a pretty good year of Gundam debut series. And the last one I gotta talk about is Thunderbolt Gundam, which is another series I highly enjoyed. And how should this be celebrated? Very easy. Continue the damn series. I've been waiting for a continuation of the series for so long and still hasn't came out. So the best thing that you can do is continue this story because this is a really good series and deserves a really good ending. So just continue it. I've been waiting for too long and I want to see this series to actually get a continuation and a proper great ending because this series is good. Now, at the 15th year mark, we have the Unicorn Gundam. Or I should say Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn, the full title. Now, Gundam Unicorn was actually a pretty good series. And I really don't know what I would do to celebrate this series at all. Like, I really just don't know what I would do. This is one of those few series I feel doesn't need a continuation. I mean, the best I could say is maybe merch. But there is one thing I do want. And it has nothing to do with the anniversary, but I think it would be cool for it to come out. And what I would like to see is the real grade Unicorn Gundam, which they have one. But the difference is that it lights up. But not only does it light up, you can also change its mode without taking it apart. So it goes from unicorn mode to destroy mode. One more thing I would like it to do is I would like it to change from 2 colors to 3. Red, green, and blue. That's what I would like to see. I do truly believe this series deserves a celebration. I just don't know what I would do to celebrate it outside of what I suggested. And I only say this because there's already been so much done with this series, I really don't know what to add to it. It's already completed to me. My bad if I explained this incorrectly, but I feel like this one shouldn't be celebrated as a standalone series, but more as the introduction of a concept of an entire series. And that is Mobile Suit Gunpla Builders Beginning G. Now, I may be wrong, but this one started the entire build series in Gundam. So the only thing I could think about doing, and this in itself could probably turn into another video, is another build series. That's probably the only thing I could think about. Another build series, and then have the main Gundam from this series cameo. That's all I got. Alright, I'm going to warn you right here. This is where the bias starts. Going for the 30th anniversary this year, we got to go into the series that started Gundam for me, and most likely a lot of people out here in the West, and that is Gundam Wing. So, how I would do it is, oh yeah, I'm just going to warn you right now. I thought long and hard about this, so I have a lot to say. This is probably going to be the longest part of the video. Anyways, getting back to it, we will start off with the trailer showcasing the original 5 Gundams, and then announce saying that we're going to bring back Gundam Wing and we're going to adapt Episode 0, which is the prequel series to Gundam Wing. And it is an actual series. Now, I never read it, but it is out there if you want to check it out. So I would do that. Now, the entire point of doing that one is a test run and a filler to see if people are interested in Gundam Wing. If the interest is there, then from there, we will go ahead and go from Episode 0 to doing a full retelling of the Gundam Wing series. But this is the thing. The retelling isn't going to be the Gundam Wing series itself. The series that is going to be adapted is the Glory of the Losers, which is the Endless Waltz timeline. So that's what we would do. For the 30th anniversary, we will be bringing back Gundam Wing in the full Endless Waltz timeline. That's what would happen with all of the redesigns. So we're going to do the entire Glory of the Losers, and then from there, we're either going to do, I don't know, maybe a 12 episode or 5 to 8 hour long episodes of Endless Waltz. And it would be basically the same exact storyline. There wouldn't be many changes. It would just be extended. I would like to see that extended because I liked Endless Waltz, but it definitely has some issues when you're coming from Gundam Wing then going to Endless Waltz. It's a weird connection, so you'll be able to retell the story and actually fix some of those issues in that story with the connection. Could also do different things like extending the story. It would be the same thing, but there would just be a better job at connecting the main series to Endless Waltz, added in a lot more of that context that was left out, which they did adapt in mangas, which I forgot what those were called. But yeah, I would just add that in. I would cut out all the flashbacks, and I would add in a lot more fights and action scenes. That would be the big thing I would do. And the ultimate goal, that would happen within 5 years. So all these stories, all this would be done within 5 years. But then, remember, it will start in 2025. And then in 2030, they will adapt Tails Impulse. Because I think it's a cool little short story to tell. You only really need one episode or maybe 1 hour long episode to tell the story, or even make it a movie. But I think it's a cool little side story to tell by itself. Okay, maybe release that one at 29 because the whole entire point of that one is to be a lead-in in 2030 to the 3-movie trilogy of the adaptation of Frozen Teardrop. That to me will be a great way to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Gundam Wing, because remember I said this entire process will take place within 5 years. And why do I say 5 years starting now? Because this year, 2025, is the anniversary of Gundam Wing. But in 2030 will be the anniversary of Gundam Wing releasing in the West. Which, in that year, you will release the 3-movie trilogy of adapting Frozen Teardrop. And with that, you'll have releasing of merchandise, new kits, extension of storylines, more development, be able to retell, reanimate. If they're going to go the 3D route, which I hope they don't, but if they do, I hope the 3D animation is better. But that would be the dream scenario of Gundam Wing's 30th anniversary. And for the cherry on top, which I highly doubt this will happen, but in the US, you will build a life-size Wing Zero custom. That will be a cool way to do the anniversary. And if anyone's wondering why I'm not bringing up G-Unit, no, not them. Although that was a really good album, I'm not gonna lie. There we go. It's not that I wouldn't want this series to be adapted, because I would love for there to be a short series of this one, but it's because I don't feel like they would actually do it. I think they will probably just keep it in the manga. But yeah, I will say if this was the perfect anniversary, maybe do like a short 6-episode run. But I feel like if they were to adapt it, they wouldn't give this series the time it needed to properly tell the story in a good way, because they'll be putting too much time in Gundam Wing. You know what? Maybe you could do it for the 40th anniversary. That might be a good time. The 40th, yeah, that might work. That to me might be better. Now, this is the last series I have to talk about, and this series is having its 40th anniversary this year, and that is Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam. Now, this series I never completed. Actually, I didn't get that far into it. I only watched the first 2 episodes. And I think that's just because at the time I got busy. So I had to stop watching it. So I can't really say if it's good or bad, but I have heard that this series is super depressing. That's one that I have heard. So even the comment section has told me good luck with that one. But I just haven't took the time to sit down and watch it. But beyond that, the only thing I could think of that I would like to see, it would have been a remaster, but I think they already did it. So, because this is one of my favorite Gundam transformations in the entire franchise, one of them, I would like to see, for the 40th anniversary, a redesign. Actually, what I should say is, I would like to see the real grade Zeta Gundam 2.0. That to me will be a great way to celebrate the 40th anniversary, which is to redeem the Zeta Gundam real grade. I've heard so many bad things about that kit, and for the 40th anniversary, that's the only thing I could think that you can do. Remake that kit. So I guess that's the big question. What is the likelihood of everything that I mentioned happening for any of these series anniversaries? The only one that I can see that has a high likelihood, and that's only because the series is coming out, is the Iron-Blooded Orphan and the real grade. Combine those two, I think there's a high chance that probably this year you will get that series released. and a real great Barbatos. I think that has probably an 80 to 90% chance of both of those two things happening if I put those two together, since the series has already been announced. So there you go. Everything else, it's a dream that I hope becomes a reality. Now, with that being said, the only thing I have left to ask is, with all these anniversaries happening, first, let me know which one you're the most excited about. And secondly, let me know what you would like to see for any or all these anniversaries. Would you like to see a new storyline? Would you like to see new merchandise? Would you like to see an extension of the story? Let me know in the comments down below. And make sure to leave those comments, because probably in the next 2 months, I'm planning on doing another comments address. So make sure to leave your comment, because as you know, if it's really good, there is a chance I may feature your comment in the next comments address. Now, with that being said, I'm going to let y'all go. Make sure on your way out to like and subscribe. Help us build this community. Help us grow this channel. Help us build this brand. And with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next video. Y'all have a good one. So I wanted to go ahead and add this part into this video, because I got to inform you on some things, why you're not going to be getting a lot of content for right now, and why you didn't really get much besides gameplay last week. And as you know, it's always something with me. It's always something. Luckily, this video was almost done, so I was able to knock it out pretty quickly and at least get this one uploaded. As of right now, by the time this video has came out, I'm probably helping getting some work done, or some work is being done on the house that I'm in right now. And that's only because starting pretty much at the beginning of February, we wound up having one problem, then one turned to two, now two turned to 12. So there's just a lot of work being done, and it's keeping me away from doing content. And that's kind of priority right now. So that's why I'm not going to be doing a lot on YouTube right now. Technically, this video should have been released last week, but I just didn't have time to upload anything because all the prompts just happened out the blue. So hopefully I will be back soon, but while I'm gone, you will at least have gameplay. And I want to say this week, Saturday, I should be releasing a new Gundam short. So my hope is that this gameplay will hold you down for a while. I actually may go ahead and start Mass Effect because of it, just so I have something more I can play. But until these problems get fixed, I can't really do a lot of content right now. But when I do get back, even though I won't make promises, but I will tell you right now, the next two videos I will be working on, first will be your Gundam builds from Gundam Breaker 4. That will be the next video for sure. I started on it, but I got more to work on, but I'm planning on making that series bi-weekly, depending on how many y'all upload your builds. So that will be happening for sure. And then right after that, I will finally be giving y'all my initial thoughts from Gundam Breaker 4. I will finally get that video worked on and done. I want to apologize again. I hate that this happens, but again, ever since the end of last year going into this year, it's just been erratic. So it's always one thing after another, but hopefully when I get back, we'll be able to do this at more of a consistent rate. But again, at least you have gameplay, so that should hold you down for a while, but I will be back soon. And yeah, there's not much else I gotta say. Stay tuned, and oh yeah, make sure to go ahead and check out the community tab, because I will be doing a Gundam monthly live build probably at the end of this month. No matter what, I will be able to get a live stream done. So make sure to go over to the community section and vote for the next Gundam I should build for this month. Alright, with that being said, hopefully I'll be back way sooner than later. Hopefully. With no more issues. But life is life. Anyways, have a good one.